first one up, it is you in a firehouse, Fire Department, New York, Engine 24, Ladder 5, Battalion 2, and you are holding what could best be described as kind of like a shadow box setup, American flag. I think that's a challenge coin in the middle, and then it's got the Fire Department patch. And it says, in 2005, I returned this FDNY patch to its rightful home, Ladder 5 in Greenwich Village. It was cut off of a dress uniform of a man who'd served in the Air Force, and then as sergeant to the NYPD, and lastly as probationary fireman to FDNY. They were sent, this is interesting, by someone anonymous to Fort Bragg along with a dozen or so other patches. To this day, nobody is clear on who sent it or how they arrived. You say returning the patch didn't seem appropriate all by itself. So you wore the fire department patch in combat, correct?
Yes.
And then you brought it back with a unit coin and you bid this nice little thing for him. So what is the background of this photo and then how this kind of all came together?
Well, you did a great job explaining what it all was and kind of how it came to be, but there were this box of patches that showed up, and I was coming back from running our selection course right after September 11th, and I showed up and I saw this box and looked in the box, and there are all these FDNY patches. So you could see they still had like the blue threads from where they had cut them off of people's uniforms, and some of them had phrases, die mother, rot in hell, hope you burn in hell. Some of them had names, and I kind of got the gist of it was they want us to carry these forward. And, whether it's like, I don't think we would throw stuff out like death cards, but I think that was kind of in their idea of, so somebody somewhere knew somebody where I was, and they made this thing happen, but just kind of anonymously. I've never been able to get to the bottom of who sent it and all of that. So I had this patch with me, always like breast pocket, carried it around, had it on my, where all my personal items and stuff like that was always sitting there. And, it got to go be a part of a lot of historic stuff. And when there were some unique circumstances that happened where my patch had a name on the back. And in 2005, September 11th, they had family members of those that were killed, reading the names of those who had passed away. And I'm on my treadmill at home and running, and I see this beautiful blonde woman, and she says the name that was on the patch that I had. And I was like, wow, that is crazy. And that was what started kind of the quest of like, well, who was this guy? I didn't know that he was necessarily a person that was killed. Maybe it was just a fireman that wanted his name, to be carried forward, whatever it might be. So anyway, I did some research, found out where he was stationed, read about him. And as I was reading about him, it was almost as if I was reading about myself. And, dude loved to wear flannel, and he was always the life of the party, and like to have a good time, loved animals, blah, blah, blah. So I felt like, man, I need to do something with this. I can't go be public, like let's have a news crew there and, hey, here I am. I'm an active member of an organization and, don't want to talk about that. So I asked a buddy of mine who was in New York, hey, the next time I'm up, whenever that is, can we go by this place? And, I just want to drop this off super low key, be in and out. And, they can do with it whatever they want. They can give it to his family. They can, any of that stuff. So it kind of things transpired from there. But anyway, that's kind of how it went. So I thought, okay, I don't want to just take this back and be like, hey, I'm returning this patch. I've got to do something with it. And just putting it in a frame by itself didn't seem appropriate. So I took one of the assault flags off of my assault vest and put it in there. And then I thought, okay, I went and took it to somebody who could do that. And they were like, what about a coin? What if we put a challenge coin? And I was like, yeah, I'll get a unit coin and put that in there too. And that's what I did. So it's just this beautiful, very powerful, both sides represented. My real intent in returning the patch to the firehouse was to let the firemen know, like, my brothers are over there right now shellacking dudes because of what happened September 11th. So this was at a time when politically, it was, why are we there? Oh, this is like an oil thing. Someone's politically got an agenda that, well, wait, we all voted for going to war over there. And now all of a sudden we're questioning it when it starts to have a human toll. And so the news was every day, 3 more guys were killed today, and questioning why we were there and all of that. And I wanted the firemen to know that we got your back because of what happened. We haven't forgotten. Doesn't matter if everybody else in America forgot, we didn't forget, and we got you.
Wow. I'm speechless. I could clip that and spread it, and that doesn't make you proud to be an American. I don't know what will. Did they say anything specifically to you when you presented it to them?
Well, that kind of turned into a whole other thing. Like the guy that took me over there the night before, he starts telling me like, "Hey, we're gonna go there tomorrow." Like, okay, cool. Um, we're gonna go at 10 a.m. because all the guys coming in on the morning shift will be there, and everybody leaving from the night shift will be there. So it'll be a full house. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to do this. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be up there, speaking in front of a group of people. Like, I have nothing prepared. This isn't what I wanted to do. And anyway, it kind of transpired to like, well, the family's going to be there too. And like, dude, you were putting so much pressure on me. Like, I don't want to do this. So anyway, that was kind of how it rolled out. So at some point, I was being as benign as I could possibly be, hey, here's this thing, there was a whole lot of explaining about like, is this guy in the army? What is this guy? Like, nobody really understood. I can say that, after what I told them, that, I don't think there were too many dry eyes in the firehouse. So it was a powerful life moment.